I'm going to share 5 things that Shopify store owners need to know about Google Ads. Hey, this is John Horn from Stub Group. We are a top premier Google partner digital advertising agency, and we help businesses dominate Google Ads and make money online. We work with many Shopify store owners as part of our client base, and we love Shopify. Shopify, frankly, is my favorite e-commerce platform to work with. Each one has its pros and cons, but in general, Shopify is a really great platform and integrates very nicely in a number of ways with Google Ads. And so I'm going to get into that as part of today's video. All right, so first thing that you need to know about Google Ads as a Shopify store owner, use first-party data in Google Ads. What does this mean? So first-party data is your customer information. You have email addresses and phone numbers of your customers. And there are ways you can leverage that within Google Ads to make more money. First of all, you need to get that data over to Google Ads. And there's not currently a direct integration between Shopify and Google Ads for first-party data. There is for something else called Shopify Audiences, and that's the second point that we'll get to here. But for your first-party data, you're going to need to work through a different source to get that data from Shopify to Google Ads. You can upload it manually. Basically, you can download a spreadsheet from Shopify, upload that to Google Ads. But a more sustainable course of action is to use a tool like Zapier to send the information on a much more frequent basis automatically from Shopify to Google Ads. And we'll put a link in the description to how that works. And there's other platforms as well you can use. Zapier is just one option. So essentially, why do you want to get customer data from Shopify to Google Ads? Well, there's a couple of different ways that you can leverage that. So first of all, there are going to be some companies where there isn't really going to be repeat orders from customers. So it's kind of a one and done type of situation. If that's the case for you, you don't want to keep paying to serve ads to people who are already your customers. And so you can exclude existing customers from seeing your ads in Google when you have that data coming over from Shopify to Google Ads. Secondly, on the other hand, there's going to be some businesses that really want to upsell and kind of remarket to their existing customers, and you can do that as well. You can target that as an audience in Google Ads, so there's a lot of value there. There's also a tremendous amount of value in providing information as a signal to Google Ads, especially for campaign types like Performance Max, for example, where you're helping teach Google, look, this is a list of people who have purchased from us. And that helps Google say, okay, well, what are patterns of behavior, of demographics, of psychographics across these people, and they can leverage that when they're going out and trying to find other people who have not yet purchased from you, but who are likely to purchase from you. So it's a fantastic signal to have in your Performance Max campaigns and other types of campaigns. And you can also, let's say, for example, you're collecting information from people maybe who've added products to cart, but who have not yet purchased. You can segment that list as well, and you can show coupon codes to those people via remarketing ads or specific messaging to those people via Google Ads. So again, make sure you're sending your first-party data from Shopify to Google Ads and leveraging that in your Google Ads account. The next thing, point number 2, that you need to know about Google Ads is you can use a tool called Shopify Audiences. Now, caveat, Shopify Audiences are only available to Shopify Plus stores. So if you're not a Shopify Plus store, I'm sorry, Shopify doesn't make this available to you. But if you are a Shopify Plus store, great news. They have this feature called Shopify Audiences, and this is something that you can opt into basically as kind of an app within your Shopify store. When you opt into it, you are joining all the other Shopify advertisers who are also part of the program. And essentially what you're doing is you're allowing Shopify to take your customer data and aggregate it with the customer data across all these other stores in a privacy-centric and safe way. And then it's allowing you to import that audience information from Shopify directly into Google Ads, where essentially this is lookalike audiences. So Shopify is saying, hey, we have email addresses and phone numbers, and therefore can create an audience of other people who have purchased from other Shopify stores who are likely to purchase from your store based upon all the behavior data that we have about them. And so you're importing a list of likely purchasers from Shopify into Google Ads. They call that a high intent list. There's high intent to potentially purchase. And then you can specifically target that audience. You can layer that audience into things like Performance Max and even on top of your search campaigns. And there's a lot of ways that you can target those people. And those are people who Shopify believes are very likely to work well and purchase from you. So if you have Shopify Plus, definitely leverage that tool. Point number 3, link Shopify to Google Merchant Center. So if you're not super familiar with Google Ads, no worries, I'll explain exactly what Google Merchant Center is. Essentially, it's a program platform where you send your product data to Google Merchant Center, and then from Google Merchant Center, you send your product data to your actual Google Ads account, which is where you would run shopping campaigns and Performance Max campaigns that leverage the product feed data, so product titles, images, prices, etc., to serve on the shopping network within Google and dynamic remarketing ads as well. So a lot of Shopify store owners, they will directly link their Shopify account with their Google Merchant Center account, which allows them to just kind of natively send their information from Shopify to Google Merchant Center. And this can work well and this can work fine, but here's a couple things to be aware of too. So for some of our clients, we use that, but for many of our clients, we like to actually have a middleman. There are different feed management tools out there. The one that we prefer is called Data Feed Watch. There's others as well. And essentially, when you use a third-party tool like that, it gives you much greater flexibility to customize the way that your product feed is going to be generated within Google and the way that your product ads are going to display to people who are seeing your ads. So when you directly pull from Shopify into Google Merchant Center, you're basically stuck with the data the way it is on your Shopify store. Whatever your title is within your Shopify store, that's what you're sending over to Google Merchant Center. But there's a lot of situations, and I'd say there's other videos we've made about product feed optimization, which you can check out and see why it's so important that you have an optimized product feed. But there's a lot of things that you can do through a third party like a Data Feed Watch that we like to use that you just can't easily accomplish through that direct integration. If you already have been using the direct integration for a long time and you already have a lot of built-up information, then it can still be strategic to keep using that rather than risk breaking things by switching to a different feed platform. But in that situation, there are still a lot of customizations that you'd want to make. It's a little more challenging, but you can make them within Google Merchant Center through things like supplemental feeds and feed rules. And that's the type of thing that we help our clients out with when our Shopify clients or any e-commerce clients hire us to manage their feeds and ads. Point number 4 is use the native to Shopify Google Analytics for integration. So what do I mean by this? Well, you should be using Google Analytics 4, GA4, on your website to track how people are reaching your website and engaging with your website. And there's different ways you can install that on a Shopify website. A lot of people install it through Google Tag Manager, but we have found in many situations for our clients that for whatever reason, when you install it through Google Tag Manager, it often does not work properly. It doesn't comprehensively track everything, or it breaks. We've just seen a lot of problems, double tracking, all sorts of weird things. And we've had much better success when using the actual native integration that Shopify has created with GA4, where you just you connect the accounts and then Shopify natively integrates and installs the GA4 tracking code. So I'm not saying that GTM, Google Tag Manager, can't work, but I'm saying that in our experience, we've seen much better results when using the native integration. And point number 5, set up dynamic remarketing code in your Shopify store so that you can run dynamic remarketing ads on Google. What is dynamic remarketing? This is the idea where if someone comes to a particular product page on your website, you really would like to continue serving ads about that particular product and related products to that person as they navigate the web after they leave your website if they haven't purchased, if they haven't made that purchase decision yet. So with just kind of regular static remarketing, you can say, hey, somebody came to my website, cool, I want to show them an ad about my website or my top product or whatever. With dynamic remarketing, you're using code to tell Google and to tie this in with your product feed. So you know, okay, they came to the specific product page. Awesome. Now we're going to show ads for that specific product as they navigate the web with an image for that product and that product's price and title and so forth. And so it's a much more effective way for e-commerce sites to follow up and encourage someone to eventually finish that sale and actually purchase the product that they've been researching. So that is 5 things that Shopify owners need to know about Google Ads. Hope that was helpful. If it was, please check out some of the other videos that we have about Shopify stores and e-commerce and Google Ads in general, and tap that subscribe button for more content just like this. Until next time, take care.